Alright guys, this is Matt from House of Geeks and welcome to this review video. So today I've managed to pop into town and I did a bad thing. So what I've done is I've popped to my local Wargame store, which is Weekend Warlords. They're based in Loughborough. They're a very good store. They do 15% off all Games Workshop products. That's books, data cards and models. So it's 50% off everything that's Games Workshop. They don't do 50% off Black Library novels, unfortunately, but that's just the contract they've got. Very good store. They're open pretty much every day of the week. So if you're local to the East Midlands, which is where obviously I'm based, by all means pop in and have a look around. They do all types of games, from Games Workshop to Alien vs Predator to different board games, card games. They've got a massive stock of pretty much everything you can pretty much think of, I'd have thought. I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, I only do Games Workshop products, but yeah, 50% off all Games Workshop products. They do ship to the entire UK, which is really good. Shipping's very reasonable. So yeah, so pop to the website and have a quick look. I'll pop a link in the description so you guys can go and have a look, see what they stock. So what I went to town for today, Genestealer stuff, or Genestealer Cult. So I managed to pick up the data cards. I imagine it is just literally the standard data cards and maybe some extra, I don't know, maybe fancy stuff in there. I've not read the codex at all. This is literally me getting it out of the bag now. So we'll open them in a bit. And I picked up the codex. Obviously, why not? Genestealer Cults is something that I have been interested in for a very long time. I remember Genestealer Cults when they first appeared a long time ago with models and things like that. I love the backstory for them, the way they infiltrate a planet, get ready for the Hive Fleet to turn up to devour everything. The way the structure works for the Genestealers, so they start off obviously as a pure strain, and the more they infect the human populace, and the more they obviously human populace breeds, the more human-like the Genestealers get, or so the Genestealer Cults get. So they're able to infiltrate a lot more. So you get like people of power, so you get high-class psychics, people of the clergy, diplomats, things like that. So they're able to infiltrate the planet a lot better. And I just love the background for it. It's really nice. If you want to read about Genestealer Cults, I would definitely recommend the codex. That would probably be the best way to go about it. Novel wise, I don't actually know of many novels these days that actually cover a lot of the Genestealer Cults. A lot of the roleplay stuff will, I imagine. So I think that's called Dark Heresy from Fantasy Flight Games. Again, Weekend Warlords do provide Dark Heresy roleplay stuff, so like I say, go and check them out. So what I'll do is I'll open this if I can, and we will have a brief flick through it, and then we'll go into rules and things of what actually happens with the army. I'm literally looking forward to this like an 8-year-old kid at Christmas that's getting his first toy that he always wanted. Get rid of that, chuck that away in a bit. Right, so Codex Genestealer Cults. Again, Games Workshop do really nice codexes. Layout is just stunning. The artwork is beautiful. So yeah, I can't fault the way they lay it out. So we're just going to have a quick flick through here. So we've got some nice artwork on the front page, and we've got obviously some cinematic shots here with Genestealer Cults and the new vehicles. Nice bit of fluff here. Lovely artwork. Looks like Blood Angels attacking Genestealers. Looks like to be on a Space Hawk. Stunning artwork. Even if you're not massively into models and things, and you like just the stories and artwork, this codex, it is really nice. Different types of Genestealers. So you got pure strain, hybrid, or neophyte, I think they are, and hybrids, things like that. Very old school piece of artwork there. I think that was one of the original pieces of artwork. How to devour a planet, and the order of things. So obviously you've got the Patriarch at the top here. Magnus and Primus. There's those like Lieutenant and Psychic equivalent. More lovely artwork. I suppose different types. Genestealer cults of the Imperium. So there's not just a Genestealer cult. There's obviously hundreds of different cults. So I suppose these would be the main ones. Stunning banners. High Fleet descends. So obviously, well, that will be what happens when the Genestealer Cult have got the Imperial world ready for the taking. That's when the High Fleet will turn up and just kill everything. Going into the, I suppose, what each aspect of the Genestealer Cult is. So you've got the Patriarch, Magnus, Primus, Acolytes, Hybrid. So these are all the different types, like little write-ups of what each type is and what each type's main function is really. Pure Strain Aberrants, no, Pure Strain and Aberrants should I say. Vehicles, so it'll be interesting to see these vehicles. Those people that have been doing 40k for a while will know that they used to have I think it was an old limousine, but I can't actually see the limousine in here unfortunately. It'd have been nice to have a Genestealer limo again. Armoured vehicles, so you've got Sentinels, armoured vehicles here, so that looks like a Lehman Russ. So I try and stay away from rumours and rumour websites and things like that, just so I've got the general shock and surprise of what's going to be in the codex. So I'm really surprised to see like Imperial Guard stuff actually in the codex, so it'll be quite interesting. A little history of possibly a planet of what happens, or through the time scale. I'll probably read that later on. You got colour schemes. Really nice colour schemes. I do like when Games Workshop do these colour scheme kind of pages. Just give you an idea of, if you don't want to paint them the standard colour, this gives you ideas of different ways of how to paint them. I quite like the orange. It's very, very different to have an orange. You don't really see very many orange models these days. Green is nice. I think I'll be painting mine like a green, but a dull green, more kind of camo. Red and green, that's very different. I'm not particularly keen on that. Different though. So it's got the names as well of different cults and things. Then we'll come into the pictures. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so different pictures. I suppose of what they've done, what the heavy metal team have done, what the heavy metal team have painted. Yeah, very nice. I love it when they do that cinematic pictures and things. That's something I try to instill on my 40k battle reports. I quite like the way they've draped that container with the cloth. That's quite nice. Might steal that. So you got Ultramarines and things as well attacking. Yeah, very nice. I really do like the look of the Genestealer Cult. It's very different. Something that you're not used to seeing in 40k these days. It's usually a lot of Marines again. Death Watch. They're obviously their brand new release. They were last month. Then we're coming to the separate painting, heavy metal painting. I suppose part catalogue. I suppose. So you've got all the models and stuff that's currently out or has been released previous from the Overwatch box. Right, so this will bring us to the, I suppose, the Decurion style formation. So let's go into that. The formations. So this is the main formation. So obviously you'll have to pick, like it states here, 1 to 6 core, 1 auxiliary, and 0 to 3 command. Again, I've literally not read this, so this is all brand new to me. I've not pre-read it or anything. I've not had to flick through it to see what's good and what's not. So we're literally going through this together at the minute. So what we've got here, cult incursion detachment. So that'll just be a little write-up of what's what. Right, restrictions. This detachment must include at least 1 core choice. So it states here 1 core choice and 1 auxiliary choice. So you must have 1 core, 1 auxiliary, like most formations these days. May include up to 5 more core choices, so that's quite nice. So obviously you can bulk out your army for core choices massively, and up to 3 command choices, so you can have 0 to 3. So it's not a necessity, but depending on what if the command choice is good, you know, why not take it? Only data sheets listed here can be included in this attachment, and all units must be from the Genestealer Cult faction. So that would mean that the formation that came in the White Dwarf when the Overwatch box first came out, I think it was like 600 points, and you could use everything in the box, and that was basically a formation. I think it gave everything stealth and infiltrate, and everything could charge on the turn. It was on the first turn, I think, something like that. So if that's not here, you can't use it in this obviously this main formation. So the command benefits: Cult Father. If you choose a patriarch from this attachment as your warlord, you can re-roll the result when rolling on the warlord traits table. So it's very standard. I think every formation has got that basically. Next one is an uprising generations in the making. So all non-vehicle units in this attachment have the infiltrate special rule. So it's pretty much similar to the one in the White Dwarf Codex. So they all have the infiltrate special rule. Units that already have the infiltrate special rule instead have the shrouded special rule during the first turn of the game. That's nice. In addition, you can add 1 to all of your reserve rolls, whilst your opponent must subtract 1 from all their reserve rolls. Wow, that's good. That's really good. So your units are coming in turn 2 on 2s, and your opponent's things are coming in on 4. So it might not sound a lot, but it can mean the difference between winning like from an early point. So you're literally demolishing your opponent first thing, and then obviously he's only able to bring things in drips and drabs for the first 2 or 3 turns anyway. So that's really nice. Also, the fact that if your units have infiltrate already, they have shrouded. So if you have night fighting, they have stealth and shrouded, so they're automatically 4+ cover in the open. That's really good. That's really good. I quite like that. I've got another special rule here, which is numbers beyond counting. So this is each time a unit from this detachment arrives from ongoing reserves, it is reinforced. Okay, is reinforced. You can return D6 models to the unit that was slain previous during the battle. Okay. Okay, so that to me would sound like you can purposefully put units into ongoing reserves. And obviously because you're always going to be at +1, you could even do it straight away. You could do it if your opponent goes first, and then you will then, your turn 1, if you've lost some models, you might be able to put them into straight away into ongoing reserves and bring back D6 models, maybe. I don't know, but we'll keep reading, see what's what. Okay, so then we're going to the actual formation here. So your command choices. So we'll go through the command choices first. Okay, so the command choice is 1 Patriarch, 1 Magnus, Primus, or Acolyte Icon Ward. So that'll probably be more like the guy with the banner, as I guess, I assume. So the next one is the first curse. So that's 1 Patriarch, and then 1 unit of Pure Strain Genestealers. That was formation number 2. And the third one is Brood Coven, and that's a Patriarch, Magnus, and Primus. So quite standard stuff there. If you own the Overwatch box, that is pretty much everything that you've got. The only thing you probably might be missing would be the Icon Ward. So that might be a purchase to get that one. Depends on what the formation's like, might be crap. So I don't know, so we'll come into that in a bit. Right, core choices, you've got Brood Cycle. So in the Brood Cycle, it's 1 Acolyte Icon Ward, 3 units of Acolyte Hybrids, 2 units of Neophyte Hybrids, 1 unit of Hybrid Metamorphosis. Wow, that sounds like a new one. 1 unit of Pure Drain Genestealers. That's quite a lot of stuff here, so some things you must take, there's quite a few. 0 to 1 units of Aberrants. Don't have to take that. 0 to 1 units of Goliath Rock Grinders. So that, don't know what that is. That's either a new model or new vehicle. Don't know what that is. So that's the first core choice. Second core choice is 2 units of neophyte hybrids, 1 Lehman Russ squadron. Wow. Okay, yeah, so they can have Imperial Guard stuff. 1 to 2 units of the following in any combination: Scout Sentinels, Armour Sentinels. So that's probably more like a so you can literally you can make a tank company really. 1 Lehman Russ squadron. Wow. Okay. Like again, I don't know what any of these benefits are. We'll go through the codex, so we'll see what comes up. Auxiliary choices. So we've got all these auxiliary choices. There's what, 7 here. So we'll see what these are. So the first one here, the dotting throngs, should I say? So that's 0 to 1 Magnus. So you don't have to have that. That's fine. 3 to 6 units in any combination: neophyte hybrids or acolyte hybrids. Okay. Subterranean Uprising, 1 Primus, or 0 to 1 Primus. 1 to 3 units of hybrid Metamorphosis. 2 to 4 units of acolyte hybrids. 0 to 3 units of aberrants. Again, I don't know what they are. We'll soon find out. I'm just going through these just to cover everything. Next one is Demolition Claw. So that's 2 to 3 units of acolyte hybrids. 2 to 3 units of Goliath Rock Grinders. Okay. Deliverance Brood Surge, so that's 2 to 6 units of neophyte hybrids. Seems like quite a standard one really. Shadow Stalkers? No, Shadow Skulkers. Okay. And that's 1 unit of Pure Strain Genestealers. That's very, very simple one to do. You can have 1 plus auxiliary choices, so if you're going to have Pure Strain Genestealers, that might be a good formation for you straight away. Cult Mutants, 1 unit of aberrants or hybrid Metamorphosis. Again, very simple, very straightforward. And then at the bottom here, Brood Brothers, 1 unit of Scout Sentinels or Armour Sentinels, or 1 Lehman Russ squadron. So again, you can literally bulking out your things here. So Lehman Russ squadron here, Lehman Russ squadron here. The ruling for the uprising. And uprising generations in the making. That's all non-vehicle units in this formation, and this attachment have the infiltrate special. So your vehicles obviously won't have infiltrate. Units in this formation that have infiltrators. Yeah. So you basically, your main command benefits here won't actually do anything to these at all, because they are vehicles. I couldn't get my words out there. So we'll go on to the next part. Okay, so next we've got the data sheets and stuff. So this will go on about how to make your lists and stuff. I won't need to worry about that because I imagine most people here kind of know how to do lists anyway. This is going to be a war gear list. We will come back to this later on. There's no point in reading through this until we actually see what weapons are. Nice picture here. Dark Eldar Covens by the looks of it. So you've got supplement book, Genestealer Cults, supplement book, Homunculus Covens. Nice Talossair, like Dark Eldar, as probably you guys already know. Okay, so straight away HQs. So if this is going to be if you're going to do a standard, standard combined arms attachment. So your Patriarch is 90 points. He is Weapon Skill 7, Ballistic Skill 4, Strength 6, Toughness 5, 3 wounds, Initiative 7, 4 attacks, Leadership 10, 4 plus save. He's an infantry model, and obviously you get 1 Patriarch for your points. Standard, I imagine that's how it is in the Tuning Codex, pretty much for a Brood Lord. War Gear has got the Patriarch's Claws, so let's have a look, see what these do. Patriarch's Claws is on page 99. Okay, Patriarch's Claws are here. Strength is a user, so they are Strength 6, they're AP 3, melee, rending and shred, so you'll be re-rolling wounds, your AP 3 and your rending, so it's not too bad. Special rules here, you've got bulky, obviously, cult ambush, so that's another special rule, that's on page 96. Maybe we could have done with a reference sheet here, it would have been a lot more professional, but we're not going to be professional today. Okay, Cult Ambush, special rule here, this is in the appendix section. Units with this special rule that infiltrate or that arrive from reserves or ongoing reserves can choose to roll on the Cult Ambush table. Okay, so you get a brand new table. which is over here. Cult ambush table, we'll go through that in a bit. Instead of deploying or arriving from reserves normally. Okay, so you basically come on from your ambush thing rather than just come on normally. Unless otherwise specified, ambushing units move onto the table as described from other reserves and cannot move any further during the movement phase. So obviously normal stuff you would just move on. The requirement on cannot move any further during the movement phase on the turn they deploy or arrive on the battlefield. Units cannot use a cult ambush special rule whilst they are embarked on vehicles. Okay, so if you're in a vehicle you obviously can't use it. It's quite a hard thing to make disappear. Okay, so you can basically use a special chart here, the cult ambush chart. We'll I won't bother reading that now, we'll come to that in a bit when we come to the special rules and things. So obviously he gets the special rule where he can roll on that special table. Okay, he causes fear, obviously, do not think. Fearless, fleet, independent character, infiltrate. So if you're taking him part of that formation, he has shrouded straight away because he's obviously already got infiltrate. Move through cover. Psycho Mastery level 1. Return to the shadows. So that's another special rule here. Return to the shadows. Instead of moving in your movement phase, any unit with this special rule that is not within 6 inches of an enemy model can be removed from the battlefield and placed into ongoing reserves. A unit cannot return to the shadows in the same turn it arrives from ongoing reserves, and cannot do so whilst embarking on a vehicle. Okay, so this is the whole point in where if you're taking the formation, your +1 to reserve rolls are going to be really beneficial. So it seems to be very, very sneaky. This army seems to be very sneaky. Rather than Marines being a brunt force kind of attack, Orcs being a direct charge, Eldar being a kind of a sneaky, skirty around the sides army, fast pace. These seem to be more sneaky, really. Possibly even sneakier than Eldar, which I don't think is possible. So if you're 6 inches away from an enemy model, you can take them off the board and put them straight away into ongoing reserves. But if you put them into if they've got the cult ambush special rule, they don't just come on like standard reserves from your board edge, they can come on from this ambush table. So again, we'll read this ambush table later on. The final special rule, wow, all the special rules. Unquestioning loyalty. Unquestioning loyalty, here we go. A model with this special rule automatically passes lookout sir attempts and can even make lookout sir attempts when fighting in a challenge. Wow, okay. Okay, that's pretty pokey. So you automatically pass in your lookout sirs, and even in challenges, so he's toughness 5, so even against things that are strength 10, which will automatically kill him because he's not got Eternal Warrior. So things that can automatically kill him, you can just kill a normal Genestealer, I suppose. I imagine you can put him in a Genestealer. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's quite good. Okay, that's the special rules here. Then you've got this obviously rule here. So living idle. Friendly units of Genestealer Cult factions that are within 12 inches of this model have the fearless special rule. So everything is fearless. So it's got a 12-inch fearless bubble. That's quite nice. Psyker. Patriarch generates power from the Biomancy, Brood Mind, and Telepathy disciplines. Okay, so I don't know what the Brood Mind is. That'll probably be in this codex somewhere. Biomancy, that can be quite good. Now, it's only Psycho Mastery level 1. Oh, hang on. Options, Psycho Mastery level 2, so you can actually make him level 2. That's quite cool. May also be accompanied by 2 familiars, 5 points each. Whether that'd be worth it or not, I don't know. But making him Psycho Mastery level 2, that'd be quite a good thing to have, really. Obviously, Biomancy, Biomancy, you can increase his attacks, initiative, toughness, give him feel no pain, things like that. Biomancy might be a really good way to go. Brood Mind, I don't know what that is yet. We'll read that, come to that in a bit. Patriarch, quite a solid choice there, 90 points. Yeah, quite happy with his points cast, with his rules, things like that. So yeah, quite like that. Right, next will be the Magnus. He is 40 points. This will obviously be the Psyker type part of the army. He is a standard HQ, so if you're going for a combined arms attachment, very, very cheap, very, very simple HQ choice. Okay, so weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 3, 2 wounds, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 9, 5 plus save. Obviously he's an infantry type, and he's unit just one guy, one Magnus. Again, very standard. It looks to me like to be something very similar to a Psyker for Imperial Guard. 40 points, very cheap, very cheerful, I suppose. Wargear has an auto pistol and 4 stave. 4 stave will obviously give you force, AP4 concussive. Auto pistol I think the auto pistol will be 12-inch range, strength 3, AP dash. So basically, pretty much a really crappy las pistol, if it's even possible to get a crappy las pistol. Special rules: Adamantium Will. He's a Psyker, of course. He's going to be good against anti-Psykers. Cult Ambush, same as the Patriarch. So again, he's able to roll on the ambush table. Independent character, Infiltrate, so he will automatically have Shrouded, which is nice if you take the formation. Psycho Mastery level 1, Return to the Shadows, and Unquestioning Loyalty. Exactly the same rules as the Patriarch, pretty much. Got a special rule here, which is Spiritual Leader. Friendly units within the Genestealer Cult faction that are within 12 inches of this model have the Adamantium Will special rule. That's quite solid, really. So he's got a 12-inch Adamantium Will bubble. That's quite nice. The Magnus generates power from the Biomancy, Broodmind, and Telepathy disciplines, exactly the same as Broodlord. Once again, you can increase him to level 2 for 25 points. Why not? That would make him a grand total of 65 points for a level 2 Psyker. Very cheap. Very happy about that. May take items from the Sacred Relics of the Cult list. We'll read that in a bit. We'll come to that. We'll come to all the Wargear stuff at the end. Maybe accompanied by up to 2 Genestealer Familiars. 5 points each. Don't know what they are. I imagine they're pretty naff for 5 points. Might be worth it if you've got 5 points kicking around. We'll read what they do in a bit. Okay, next. Primus. He's 75 points. This would be probably more like the combat leader of the army. Obviously not as good as the Patriarch. So he's 75 points, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 3, 3 wounds, initiative 4, 3 attack, leadership 10, 5 plus save. Infantry model, obviously 1 Primus is the unit. Okay, so he's got a needle pistol. Let's see what that does. Is there a... Oh, look at that, it's very nice at the back here. So needle pistol, range 12, strength X, AP 6. Pistol, poison 2+, so he wounds everything on a 2+. Poison 2+, that's not too bad. Bone sword. Melee units, bone sword. Strength is the user. AP 3, melee, life drain. If it's exactly the same as the one from the Overwatch box, life drain will mean any 6s to wound are instant death. It's not bad. It's not bad. Strength 4, so it's alright. Rending claws, we know what rending claws are, so strength is the user, AP 5, rending. Blasting charges, are they up here? Blasting charges, yeah, so strength 8, range 8, I wish it was strength 8. Range 8, strength 3, AP dash, assault 1, blast. Okay, not that great. And a toxin injector. What the hell is a toxin injector? Is it a gun? Nope. Okay. Where the hell is a toxin injector? Page 100. Let's have a look. So this might be like a piece of special gear. Special issue Wargamer. Yes, it is. Toxin injector, which is here. A model with a toxin injector fights using his rending claws. Those fights, if a model with toxin injector fights using his rending claws. So you can obviously choose to use your rending claws or your bone sword. Take your pick. Those attacks have the poison special rule. Okay, so that's not too bad. So if you're against like a, I don't know, say Talos, so toughness 7. Your strength 4, you're going to need 6s to wound it, and it's very unlikely. You can use this, so you can have poison attack, so you wound on 4+. It's not too bad with rending. That's pretty cool. So special rules here: cult ambush. We know what that does again. So you can use a cult ambush special rule. Hatred. That's quite nice. Obviously, if you attach them to a unit. Infiltrate obviously gets, so he's infiltrate and shrouded. That's nice if you take the formation. Return to the shadows and unquestioning loyalty. Now, so we know these 2 rules already. We're going to cover them on the patriarch rules. Cult. I'm going to read this wrong now. Demagog. Cult Demagog. Okay. So friendly units with the Genestealer Cult faction that are within 12 inches of this model have the hatred special rule. So as basically finding out now, the first 3 HQ slots have all got a 12-inch bubble of some sort. So the Patriarch makes everyone fearless within 12 inches, and Magnus is adamantium will within 12 inches, and the Primus is hatred with anyone within 12 inches. So it's going to be a very, very much keeping things close to your command structure. Options here may take items from the sacred relics of the cult list. We'll go into them later on. So is it the final HQ slot? Yes, it is. So the final HQ slot here, 65 points. So he's actually more expensive than the Magnus. Acolyte Icon Ward. He's weapon skill 4, weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength 4, toughness 3, 2 wounds, initiative 4, 3 attacks, leadership 9, 5+ save, infantry, and he's obviously just get the 1 model. Wargear wise, auto pistol. Again, we know what the auto pistol does. Rending claws. We know what they do. Blasting charges. We know what they do. Sacred banner. Let's have a look here. On page 100. Oops. Come on. So sacred banner. Friendly units that have the Genestealer Cult faction and are within 12 inches of this model that are equipped with Sacred Cult banner have the Furious Charge special rule. So once again, it is that lovely bubble that gives everything a special rule. The only downside to this is you're always going to be clumping your models together, so against blasts and things like that, I don't quite like the idea of it. Something against something like the Baneblade would be horrendous. You know, the strength 10 ignores cover. It just literally just shred it. It just wreck your day, basically. Special rules here. Cult Ambush. We know what that does. Feel no pain 6+. 6+ feel no pain. That's not bad. Giving it for free. Independent character. Returns to the shadows. Unquestioning loyalty. So we know what they are. Right. So a special rule here. He's got Nexus of Devotion. Okay. It's all friendly units with the Genestealer Cult faction that are within 12 inches of the Acolyte Icon Ward, have the Feel No Pain 6+ special rule. Models that already have the Feel No Pain, excluding the Acolyte special rule, instead add 1 to their Feel No Pain rolls. Okay, so again, it's with this bubble, so it might be beneficial to have 1 or 2 command choices if you're going for that main formation. May take items from these sacred relics, so obviously you can take special relics again. So that is it for HQ choices. Quite standard, nothing. Probably the Patriarch obviously stands out the most because it's basically the beast of it's the main faction leader of the Genestealer Cult. You know, it's the one thing that all of the cultists actually look up to. I think they call it grandfather, something like that, godfather. I don't know, something like that. The other ones are obviously a bit, quite cheap and cheerful. The Patriarch is where the money's at. If he's what, was he 90 points? A flat 90 points as well. Yeah, flat 90 points. So 25 points to make him Psycho Mastery 2. So what's that? 115 points. Yeah, I think that's quite a solid choice, really. Again, they all have got their own little bonuses with the 12-inch bubble. So pick them as you see fit, basically. Right, next we're going to go on to troop choices. Right, so we've got here Acolyte Hybrids, which is these ones here. So they are 40 points. What do you get for your 40 points? For your 40 points you get Weapon Skill 4, Ballistic Skill 3, Strength 4, Toughness 3, 1 wound, 4 initiative, 2 attack, leadership 8, 5+ save, and you get 5. So you get 5 Acolyte Hybrids. Acolyte Leader is exactly the same stats, apart from you get +1 attack and +1 leadership. So for your 5 points you get auto pistol, close combat weapon, rending claws, blasting charges. So close combat weapon and rending claws. So I imagine because that's 2 melee weapons, you would gain an additional attack. I think that's about right as rules written. You've got an auto pistol anyway, so you probably base actually 3 attacks for a standard hybrid and 4 attacks for a leader. They have cult ambush special rule, so again this special ambushing chart seems to be quite an important factor of this faction. So I'm actually quite looking forward to reading what it is. Return to the Shadows, which is pretty much quite a standard thing yet. So Return to the Shadows as well. Quite a universal rule throughout the entire army by it seems. Options for the unit may include up to 15 additional hybrids at 8 points each. So you can have up to a unit of 20. That's quite nice. Any model may replace an auto pistol for a hand flamer. Hand flamer is basically just template weapon, strength 3, AP dash, I think. Let's have a quick look. Hand flamer, strength 3, AP 6, pistol. So it's still pistol. Not too bad. For every 5 models in the units, 2 acolytes may replace their close combat weapon and rending claws with one of the following: demolition charge, heavy rock drill, heavy rock cutter, or heavy rock saw. Let's have a look, see what they do. Okay, so we know what the demolition charge is. So the demolition charge was up here. Oh wow, okay. I think I was looking at blasting charges. Okay, so a demolition charge is 20 points. So we can get focus here, Matthew. Yeah, demolition charge. Range 6, strength 8, AP 2, large blast, 1 use only. Strength 8, AP 2, large blast. Wow, it's only strength 6 though, so if it scatters, that's pretty crap. It's going to be scatter back onto you, and it's only 6 inches. Okay. Heavy rock drill. Heavy rock drill. So strength ×2 user, AP 2, melee, 2-handed, unwieldy, and pulverize. Okay, that's a new rule to me. So what does pulverize do? Pulverize. When a model with the heavy rock drill makes a close combat attack, it can instead make a single pulverize attack. If it does so, roll to hit as normal, but resolve the attack as if it was strength 10, AP 1. So that's going to be against your vehicles, strength 10, AP 1. Well, that's pretty cool. Heavy rock cutter, which is 25 points. The heavy rock drill was 20 points. So heavy rock cutter. Heavy rock cutter, strength ×2, AP 2, melee, snip, 2-handed, and unwieldy. Okay, so what the hell does snip do? Heavy rock cutter, snip. Okay, so it is just here. When a model suffering 1 or more unsaved wound with this weapon, it must pass a separate toughness test for each wound suffered or be removed as a casualty. Okay. When a model suffers 1 or more unsaved wound from this weapon, it must pass a separate toughness test for each wound suffered or be removed from play. Okay, so it's strength ×2, so you'll be strength 8. So if you're against something like a gargantuan creature or a wraith knight, excuse me, will that just remove it from play? If you roll, obviously, if it fails its toughness test, so obviously 6 is always, 6 is always a fail. So will it just be removed from play, or will it suffer a certain amount of wounds? They might have to probably FAQ that, I'd have thought. Okay, so heavy rock saw is the final one. Heavy rock saw, strength ×2, so it's armor bane, melee, 2-handed weapon, unwieldy. So that's going to be a main weapon for your vehicle cracking capabilities, I suppose. Okay, so one acolyte may take an cult icon for 10 points. Let's see what a cult icon is. Cult icon. All models in the unit with the cult icon have +1 weapon skill whilst the bearer is alive. +1 weapon skill, so that would make them weapon skill 5. That's quite nice. And that is only 10 points. So for 10 points, that could be quite cool. One model may be upgraded to an acolyte leader, so we know what the acolyte leader is. An acolyte leader may replace his close combat weapon with a bone sword. So you can have a bone sword, that's pretty cool. So what's that? Strength as a user, AP 3 life drain, so 6s cause instant death. Not bad, that's 20 points. An acolyte leader may replace a close combat weapon and auto pistol with a lash whip and bone sword. See page 99. Melee weapon, lash whip and bone sword. So strength as user, AP 3, melee life drain, which is exactly the same, and it is lash. So what the hell is lash? Lash. Models equipped with a weapon with this special rule has +3 bonus to its initiative. Cool. That's 25 points. And then a unit may take a Goliath truck as dedicated transport. We'll come to the Goliath truck in a bit. Troop choice. Acolyte Hybrid's quite a solid troop choice there. Can be kitted out quite well. So 10 will be 80 points. You're probably looking at spending maybe... I think if you're spending more than 150 points on that unit, there's something going wrong. So you're looking at about 150 point unit there to make it half good. So we'll go on to the Neophyte Hybrids now. Okay, Neophyte Hybrids, another troop choice, 50 points. For your 50 points, you are getting weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength and toughness, all 3. Wounds 1, initiative 4, attacks 1, leadership 8, 5+ save, and you get 10 Neophyte Hybrids. To me, that just sounds like an Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard players will know whether that's true or not. I think it can't be too far off. Neophyte Leader is exactly the same, apart from you get +1 attack, +1 leadership. Neophyte Weapons Team is exactly the same, apart from you get +1 wound, so you get 2 wounds, and you get 2 attacks. It's still leadership 8 though. To me, that just sounds like a heavy weapons team for Imperial Guard, so obviously 2 models on a base. Well, I don't know, we'll see what happens here. And that's obviously for 10 Neophytes. 50 points for 10 models, that's quite cheap for me, you know, quite cheap and cheerful. War gear, you have all Neophyte Hybrid only, they all come with an auto gun. Auto pistol, so they can come with auto pistols as well. Close combat weapon, that's the Neophyte Leader only, so the leader comes with a close combat weapon. And they'll come with blasting charges. Special rules, cult, ambush and return to the shadows. It seems to be quite a universal rule, this. Everything seems to be having it at the minute. Neophyte weapons teams, this is the rule they've got here. For all purposes, each Neophyte weapon team is a single model with the spulky? What's a spulky? With a bulky special rule. For example, it may only fire 1 weapon in the shooting phase, only gains 1 additional attack for charging, and only counts as 1 model for morale checks. So I suppose that's to signify the model having a heavier weapon, being a bit stronger, a bit tougher, rather than having two models on a base. Just having the 1 model on a base for so you gain only 1 attack for charging, not 2, because it's obviously okay. That's quite cool. That's quite straightforward, really. May include up to 10 additional hybrids for 5 points each. So another 50 points for 10 if you want, so you can have up to unit of 20. That's not too bad. 20 for 100 points. That's pretty cool. The unit may do one of the following. So you can just do one of the following. 2 Neophyte Hybrids may each take an item from the heavy mining weapons list. Okay. 2 Neophyte Hybrids may... What? 2 Neophyte Hybrids may form a Neophyte weapons team who must take one of the heavy weapons list. Oh, okay. So I'll just read that again because I was a bit confused as I was reading it there. So 2 neophyte hybrids may each, this is how it's worded, may each take an items from the heavy mining weapons list. So heavy mining weapons list is here. So heavy mining weapons, that's a heavy stubber, mining laser, seismic cannon. So let's have just a quick look here. So heavy stubber, where are we? Heavy 36 inches, strength 4, AP 6, heavy 3. Mining laser. Mining laser. So mining laser is 24 inches, strength 9, AP 2, heavy 1. Okay, that's basically like a shorter range las cannon. And the seismic cannon. Seismic cannon. So okay, so range 0 to 12 is strength 8, AP 3, heavy 2. What the hell? Resonance. Resonance. Yeah, resonance was a special rule there. I'll read that in a minute. And then 12 to 24 inches is strength 5, AP 4, heavy 4. So what the hell is this? Resonance. Resonance? I'm probably reading this completely wrong. Seismic cannon, resonance. All rolls, oh sorry, to wound rolls and armor penetration rolls of a 6 with this weapon, with this special rule, are always resolved at AP1. So if you're rolling a 6 to wound or for armor penetration, you're at AP1. That's alright. Okay, so that's the heavy mining weapons. So what's the difference between the heavy weapons? Okay, I get you. Heavy weapons is more of an Imperial Guard thing. So your heavy weapons here, you've got mortar, autocannon, heavy bolter, missile launcher with frag and crack grenades, may also take flak missiles, or a las cannon. Okay, so your mining stuff is more like a short range, special Genestealer Cult stuff. Your heavy weapons, so like a heavy weapons team, is more of an Imperial Guard kind of list. So, okay. But for that, you're losing 2 models. Because it's stated here, 2 models, 2 neophyte hybrid models may form a neophyte weapons team. So you're basically losing a model there. So yeah, it's kind of straightforward really. 2 neophyte hybrids may each take 1 item from the special weapons list. Special weapons are Flamer, Grenade Launcher and Weber. Let's have a look, see what Weber does. Weber is range 16, strength 4, AP star. Assault 1, blast cocooned. Okay, what's cocooned? We all know what the film Cocoon was like. Well, maybe. Cocoon, Matata. Right, okay. So Cocoon, the AP value of a wound caused by this weapon is equal to the current strength characteristic of the model it was allocated to. For example, if a wound from a web weapon was allocated to a Space Marine, bear in mind Space Marines are strength 4, that wound is resolved at AP 4 against vehicles or models with toughness 7 or greater. The weapon is AP dash. Okay, so the lower strength the model is, so if it's only strength 3, it's going to be AP 3. So the higher strength, if it's like a Carnifex, it's strength, well no, strength 9, so it'll be AP dash. So strength 6. That'll be a. No, you won't want to wound a Carnifex because that's your friend. Yeah, it's quite an awkward one really. So things that are strength 5 are only going to be AP 5. Things that are strength 2 will be AP 2. Very rarely you're going to see things that are strength 2 though. So that's not great actually. Probably won't even bother with a Weber. Okay, other rules here. We've got a lot of rules here for these guys. A lot of options. Sorry. Any model will replace its auto gun with a shotgun or a las gun for free. That's quite a nice little free option there if you want to do that. 1 neophyte hybrid may take a cult icon. We know what the cult icon does. That gives you +1 weapon skill for the unit. May upgrade a neophyte hybrid to a neophyte leader. Again, that just gives you the +1 attack, +1 weapon skill. That's 10 points. Probably worth doing that for the extra leadership. The neophyte leader may take items from the pistol or melee weapons list. Pistols. So we can have a las pistol, bot pistol, or web pistol. Probably just keep them as an auto pistol. Melee weapons, chainsword, power maul, or power pick. Power pick. Let's see what they do, shall we? Okay. Power maul, +2 strength, AP4, melee concussive. So you'll be at strength 5, AP4, it's not too bad. Power pick is +2 strength, AP3. So you're a lot better AP. Melee unwieldy, so obviously you'll be going at initiative 1, unfortunately. So it's not too bad. Finally here, may take a Goliath, truck or Chimera as dedicated transport. I suppose that's just to signify you can have like Imperial Guard models with these kind of heads. I wonder if they're going to do like an upgrade sprue. If they're selling like an individual upgrade sprue, so you can convert normal Imperial Guard into these guys. I think that'd be pretty cool. But obviously these models are very nice anyway. So maybe if you were taking like the heavy weapons team and giving them all las guns instead of the auto guns and las pistols and stuff like that, and put them in a Chimera, it'd almost be like a standard Imperial Guard unit that is got a very minor like Genestealer gene inside of it. So it'd be quite good to use, that would. So next we will go on to, we're going to go on to elites now. So this is hybrid metamorphosis. So these are 45 points. So your hybrid metamorphosis is weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 3, strength 4, toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 8, 5 plus save. And for your 45 points you are getting 5 models. Leader is exactly the same stats apart from excuse me, you're getting +1 attack and +1 leadership. Hybrids and acolytes seem to be exactly the same, apart from it's 5 points more. So if you're 5 points more, you are getting auto pistol, which is the same, rending claws, which you get as well. Metamorphosis talon, which is a new thing, which is a new weapon. We'll look at that in a minute. And blasting charges. So the only difference is the metamorphs get the metamorphosis talon, and the hybrids, so these guys, get a close combat weapon. So for the extra 1 point per model, what is a metamorphosis talon? Metamorph talon. So strength as user, AP 5, melee scythe. So what is a scythe? Scythe. So the scythe special rule: model equipped. Oh, my math really isn't working today. Model equipped with a metamorphosis talon has +1 bonus to its weapon skill during the fight subphase. A model equipped with 2 metamorphosis talons has +2 bonus to its weapon skill. So it's okay. So you're automatically at +1 weapon skill. So you're actually weapon skill 5. So rather than having to buy an icon like the hybrids did, so how much was an icon for the hybrids? An icon was 10 points. So you're basically getting the icon for 5 points, and it's not a model that can be killed. So it might be worth it. It's if you probably have different options. So let's read what the options are, shall we? Special rules: call to ambush, return to the shadows, as standard here. Options may include up to 5 additional hybrid metamorphs for 9 points each. So yeah, so it's 1 point more than the hybrid. Any model can do one of the following. So any model can do this. So the entire unit can. Replace when replace Rending Claws and Metamorphosis Talent for 2 Metamorph Talents for free. Excuse me, I'm just starting to get a cold at the minute. The kids are passing around the germs. So 2 Metamorphosis Talents, so that means you're going to have +2 weapon skill. But you are getting rid of your Rending Claws. I don't think that's worth it, personally. Replace Metamorphosis Talent with Metamorphosis Claw. So what is a Metamorphosis Claw? Metamorph Claw. Strength as user, AP 5, melee and crush. Okay. Crush. Models equipped with a Metamorphosis Claw has +2 bonus to its strength during the fight sub-phase. So rather than having extra weapon skill, you've got extra strength. Okay. May replace a Metamorphosis Talent for a Metamorphosis Whip. Let's just look on here, shall we? It's obviously going to have something special about it, I hope. Whip. Strength as user, AP 5, melee lash. Lash gives you +2 your initiative. And all of them, the claw and the whip are 2 points each per model. So here, 2 points per model. To have 2 talons is free. So basically you can kit it out to whatever you want to do. It might be more beneficial to have a mix of things, because obviously if you don't know what you're going to be playing against, it's more beneficial to have a mix. If you know exactly what you're going to be playing against, it might be worth having the +3 initiative. It might be worth having the weapon skill or the strength. It does just depend. Having a mix would probably be best in my opinion, really. One model may be upgraded to a leader, 10 points. Leader may take a bone sword. Oh dear me, math isn't working. So bone sword is 20 points. Any model may replace its auto pistol with a hand flamer for 5 points. One hybrid metamorph may take a cult icon for 10 points. So you're already at +1 weapon skill because of your claws. So you're already weapon skill 5. You can have an icon in there to make them all weapon skill 6. So that might be quite beneficial for things if you're against things that are like weapon skill 3, because they'll be hitting you on 5s. So that might be quite good. I may take a Goliath truck as dedicated transport. If you're having to take them as a formation to fulfill formations, special rules or whatever, yeah, why not? They're not that bad. Make an extra point, gives you +1 weapon skill. It's pretty much the same kind of loadout as the previous ones. Yeah, not too bad. Other elite choice: Pure Strain Genestealers, 70 points. Okay, so this is basically what all hybrids want to be. They want to be a pure Strain Genestealer. They want to be as powerful as a pure Strain Genestealer. So hopefully these are going to be like the creme de la creme of the army. We'll see. Previous editions, Genestealers were really good. Current edition for Tyranids, Genestealers are a bit naff. So we'll see what good stuff they get here. Okay. 70 points. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 0. No point having a ballistic skill. Yeah, I'm good at gun. Strength and toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 6, 3 attacks, leadership 10, 5 plus save. And you get 5 Genestealers for 70 points. Seems quite standard. War gear, you get Rending Claws. That's it. Oh well. It seems about right, I suppose. Special rules, Cult Ambush. Standard thing. Fleet, Infiltrate, Move Through Cover, Return to the Shadows and Stealth. So these actually get Stealth, so that's not too bad. So with Infiltrate, if you're taking the formation, they are shrouded. Come with Stealth as standard. So even in the open, they've got a 4+ cover save. That's alright, I suppose. It's not bad. Got a special rule here, which is Brood Instinct. Only a Patriarch can join this unit. Whilst a Patriarch is joined this unit, the Pure Strain Genestealers gain the Furious Charge special rule. Nice. So Furious Charge, you've got Fleet as well to make sure you're getting where you want to be. Hyper reflexes. Pure Strain Genestealers have a 5+ invulnerable save. Wow, now that's really good. That's very different compared to the Tyranny Codex, where they don't have an invulnerable save, I don't think. So they're actually getting an invulnerable save. So I wonder when they do the Tyranny Codex, they actually give them these benefits. That's quite nice. So you may include up to 15 additional Pure Strain Genestealers at 14 points each. Any model may take Scything Talons. So you don't actually replace any. You don't actually replace your Rending Claws. You actually just gain Scything Talons. So what's Scything Talons? I think Scything Talons is just like an extra, just like a melee attack. Strength as user, AP 6 melee. So you basically gain an additional melee attack because you've got 2 melee weapons. So you're going to be 4 attacks base. So 5 attacks on the charge. That for 3 points each. So that will put them up to, what, 17 points standard. Points wise, it might not be worth it actually, because you want to try and fit in. If I was playing Genestealer Cult, I'd want to try and get in as many models as I can. I wouldn't want to pour a lot of points into into units. So if you've got the points, maybe it might be worth having it for that extra attack, but I don't know. I don't know. Next one is Aberrants. So Aberrants are 120 points each. Ouch. So for your 120 points, you are getting Weapon Skill 4, Ballistic Skill 1, Strength 5, Toughness 4, 2 Wounds, Initiative 2, 2 Attack, Leadership 8, 5+ save. You get 4 Aberrants for that. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points for them. They're not great, really. Surprised they're as expensive as they are. Okay, so they get Power Pick and Rending Claws. I think we've already deciphered that Power Pick is AP Strength as user. I think Power Pick, which is here. Strength is +2, AP 3, melee unwieldy. So you're AP 3, so you're killing Marines, but you're unwieldy, and so that basically means you'll be going last in combat. Toughness 4, 2 wounds, 5+ save. I don't know. Okay, so Cold Ambush, Feel No Pain. So they've got Feel No Pain at least, so I suppose that's a bonus. Stubborn, so they shouldn't really be going anywhere. Return to the Shadows. May include up to 4 additional Aberrants for 30 points. So maximum unit is 8. It'd be better if it was 10. I just like nice round numbers, up 5, 10s, 15s, 20s. Oh well. Any model may replace its Power Pick with a Power Hammer. Let's see, shall we? What's a Power Hammer? Power Hammer is +3 Strength, AP 2, Concussive Specialist Weapon, 2-handed, unwieldy. So that will be making you Strength 8, AP 2. Basically making you a Thunderhammer Space Marine, basically. You want see, the temptation is to run these against Terminators, but I actually think Terminators are just going to smash them to bits. Terminators have obviously got the. Well, if you're giving these guys. If you're giving these guys the Power Hammers to take on Terminators, so if you're going to be running these against Terminators, you're going to be hitting them on 4s, wounding them on 2s, and they're going to get a 5+ invulnerable. So you will probably kill them, but they will get to strike you before they die. They'll be hitting you on 4s, wounding you on 2s, and with your 5+ save, you won't get your Feel No Pain because it's double your toughness. And so they'll be killing you outright, so your 2 wounds won't actually mean anything. So I would probably try and keep these away from Terminators, things like that. Maybe, I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed in that really. I thought they might have, it'd have been, if they were toughness 5, that would have been a lot better. And 30 points each, so you can have up to 4 elements, 30 points each. I don't know. Not really taken with the elite slots yet. Pure Strain Genestealers are probably the best of the lot. Cold Ambush and obviously Return to the Shadows. Alright, Chimera. I'm not really going to go over the Chimera and these Imperial Guard units basically, for the simple fact that obviously these have been out for a while. I'll go over special rules if they've got them for being in a Genestealer Cult, but if not, I shall just literally skim over them. So Chimera 65 points, Ballistic Skill 3, front 12, side rear 10, 3 hull points. Multi-laser, heavy stubber, searchlight, smoke launchers. They have a 12 model capacity. 2 models can fire from the hatch, and the Chimera has 1 access point in the rear. Amphibious, so same kind of rule as it's always had. Lasgun array, I think that's the same kind of thing as it's always had as well. Can take heavy flamer, which is the same. May replace a multi-laser with either a heavy flame or heavy bolter for free. Again, I think these are all standard upgrades that Chimeras have always been able to have. May take items from the Cult Vehicle Equipment list. Okay, so let's do that then. Let's have a look at that. That'll make it a bit different. So... Cult Vehicle Equipment list. So they can have dozer blades, heavy stubber, hunter killer missile, searchlight, smoke launchers, storm bolter. All are standard. Their rules for them are in the rulebook, standard rulebook. So special ones here. They can have cache of demolition charges. In the shooting phase, one model embarked on this vehicle equipped with a demolition charges can choose to throw one instead of firing a normal weapon. User profile below. Range 6, strength 8, AP 2, assault 1, large blast. So you can just basically use this instead of firing one of the hybrid's crappy normal weapons. It's only range 6 though. However, each time a vehicle equipped with the demolition charges suffers a penetrating hit, roll a dice. On a roll of a 1, the vehicle suffers a strength 8 AP 2 hit. Ouch. So basically that just signifies if a model's shooting the whatever it is that's got these demolition charges on a penetrating hit, you roll a dice. On a 1, you yourself take an additional strength 8 AP 2 hit. Bit risky. It's only range 6, so it could actually scatter back onto you anyway. I don't think that'll be worth it personally. Other one here is a drill dozer blade. Okay, so rather than have a normal dozer blade, you can have a drill dozer blade. A vehicle with a drill dozer blade automatically passes dangerous terrain tests. Nice. When a vehicle with a drill dozer blade rams an enemy vehicle, add an extra d6 to the strength of the hit. If the ram causes a penetrating hit, add 1 to the result on the vehicle damage table. Wow. You'll be ramming whatever you want to ram, I think, with that. When a vehicle with a drill dozer blade performs a tank shock, each enemy unit that the vehicle reaches must take an initiative test before taking a morale check. If the initiative test is passed, the unit avoids the whirling cutters, but if it is failed, the unit immediately suffers D3 strength 10 AP 2 hits. Ow! That's quite good. If any enemy unit makes a death or glory attack on the vehicle with the dozer blades and fails to stop the vehicle, the unit suffers an additional D3 strength 10. Okay, wow. Okay, so basically whenever you decide to move forward and tank shock whatever you want to tank shock, that unit takes D3 strength 10 AP 2 hits. And if something wants to stand in its way, it takes a further D3, so it takes 2 D3 strength 10 AP 2 hits. That's quite good. Like that. That's quite cool. Okay, so Armoured Sentinel. Again, I'm not going to go into this too much because it's just like a standard Imperial Guard thing. So it's 40 points, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 5, front armour 12, side 10, rear 10, initiative 3, attacks 1, hull points 2. It is a walker, and you get 1 Armoured Sentinel for 40 points. Wargear has a multi-laser. It can add an additional 2 Armoured Sentinels to the unit for 40 points each. Any Armoured Sentinel may replace its multi-laser with one of the following: a heavy flamer for free, auto cannon for 5 points, missile launcher for 5 points, las cannon for 10, plasma cannon for 10. Any Armoured Sentinel may take one of the following upgrades, so it can have a searchlight for 1 point, smoke launchers for 5, hunter killer missiles for 10. I'm not going to go into them too much. Scout Sentinel is 5 points cheaper at 35 points. It is weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 5, front, side, and rear 10, initiative 3, 1 attack, 2 hull points. Scout Sentinel. 1 multi-laser. It comes with Scout and move through cover. So obviously it's a Scout Sentinel, so of course it's going to have Scout. May include up to 2 additional Scout Sentinels for 35 points each. Any Scout Sentinel will replace its multi-laser with one of the following: a heavy flamer for free, auto cannon for 5 points, missile launcher for 5 points, las cannon for 10 points, and it can have one of the following upgrades: searchlight, smoke launcher, hunter killer missile. So pretty much standard stuff there. We're going to go into the new stuff now because that's what we're all here for. Goliath truck, 50 points for it, so it's 50 points by itself. It's quite a nice model. I definitely prefer it to the Turok. Is it Turok truck, whatever it's called? Looks a lot better. Looks more like how a truck should actually look, rather than have silly wheels. Goliath truck is ballistic skill 3, front 11, side and rear 10, 3 hull points. It is a vehicle. It is open topped transport. It comes with a heavy stubber and a twin linked auto cannon. Transport capacity 10 models. It cannot carry pure strange, Genestealers, or a patriarch. Boo! That's unfortunate. So yeah, so it can carry 10 models. Rugged construction. If this model suffers a cruise, stunned, cruise, shaken, or immobilized result, roll a dice. On a roll of a 4 or more, the vehicle ignores that result but still takes 1 point. Okay, that's quite cool. So the 4 possibilities of rolling that on a dice are quite high. You just ignore it. That's pretty cool. Obviously, weapon destroyed, you'll still lose your weapon. Yeah, weapon destroyed. Yeah, oh wow, okay. That's pretty cool. Options may be equipped with a cache of demolition charges for 20 points. Again, that's a 6-inch range thing. 6-inch range, large blast strength 8 to AP2. I wouldn't want to use that. I wouldn't even entertain giving it that, I think, for the simple fact that if it scatters back onto you, it's not going to be good because you're open topped. So you could actually blow yourself up really easy. So yeah, I wouldn't take that. That's my personal opinion. If you want to take it because it's funny to blow yourself up, that's fine. But I wouldn't take it personally. That was fast attack choice. So heavy support. Goliath rock grinder. So here we go. This is another new vehicle. I think it's the same vehicle just with a different front. 75 points. Quite cheap for what it is. Ballistic skill 3, front armor 12, side 10, rear 10, 3 hull points. It is a vehicle, tank, transport. So it's not open topped. It's okay. Okay, it's got a heavy stubber, heavy mining laser, and drill dozer blade. We know what the drill dozer blade because we've just spoken about that not long ago. Heavy mining laser. Heavy mining laser, which is 36-inch range, strength 9, AP2, heavy 1. So basically a las cannon. Basically a las cannon. Transport capacity. Transport is 6 models. 5 points. Up to 6 models can fire from its rear position. Okay. The vehicle's rear platform is 1 large access point. Okay, so its rear is basically the access point, but up to 6 models can fire out of it. So it can basically be a moving fire platform, basically. So what's that? 6 models. I see, that's a shame. So neophytes are 10 models. That's a shame. So what would you want to put in there? If it's going to take 6 models. That's a bit silly. If it was 10 models, it'd be a lot better. Oh well. May include up to 2 additional Goliath rock gunners, 75 points each. The rock grinder may be equipped with a cache of demolition charges, 20 points each. No. Again, you can do that if you want to, but I personally won't want to. Any Goliath rock laser miner replace its heavy mining laser with one of the following. Clearance incinerator or a heavy seismic cannon. What's a clearance incinerator? Clearance incinerator is a template strength 5 AP4 assault 1 turret. Basically a heavy flamer torrent, that's nice. Or a heavy seismic cannon. Seismic cannon. Heavy seismic cannon. So 0 to 12 inches, strength 8 AP3, heavy 3 resonance. We've gone over that already. 12 to 24, strength 5 AP4, heavy 6 resonance. So that's not too bad. Special rules, sorry I did miss this. So we've gone over this already, but we'll go over it quickly again. If this model suffers a cruise stunned or cruise shaken or immobilised result, roll a dice. On a roll of a 4 or more, that vehicle ignores the result but still loses a hull point as normal. That's not bad. Lehman Russ. Again, I'm not going to go into this because it's Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard have been out for a very long time, so I only want to cover the really, really cool new toys. So I'll quickly skim over this. So Lehman Russ is 120 points. It is ballistic skill 3, front armour 14, side 13, rear 10, and 3 hull points. It's a vehicle, tank, heavy, 1 Lehman Russ. It comes with a heavy bolter, searchlight, smoke launchers, and Eradicator Nova Cannon. I might as well have a quick look, see what that does. Eradicator Nova Cannon. See, I can talk American too. Eradicator Nova Cannon is range 36, strength 6, AP 4, heavy 1, large blast. That's pretty naff. Why can't it be a battle cannon like it usually has? Probably because it's more like a yeah, it's probably because it's more like a PDF, like a planetary defense force, rather than it being a proper battle tank. It's more of a cities and crowd. You know, it's not supposed to be going up against armoured targets, more soft targets. So that's probably why it's not the actual battle cannon. Options may include up to 2 additional Lehman Russes for 120 points each. Any model may replace its Eradicator Nova Cannon with one of the following: Exterminator Auto Cannon for 10 points, Vanquisher Battle Cannon, there we go, for 15 points, or Standard Battle Cannon for 30 points. Any model will replace its Heavy Bolter with one of the following. So this is its Heavy Bolter in the front of the tank. Heavy Flamer for 3, a Las Cannon for 10 points. Any model may take its pair of sponsons. So Heavy Flamers for 10, Heavy Bolters for 20, Multi-Melters for 20, Plasma Cannons for 30. Any model may take items from the Cult Vehicle Equipment list. Sit back and shoot option, basically. Yeah. Why not? Ask any Imperial Guard player, they will tell you that their favourite sit back and shoot tank would be a Lehman Russ. I think it might be a bit more expensive than a standard Lehman Russ, because obviously you've got to pay the points for the battle cannon. I don't know. If you know, leave a comment, let other people know. Right, formations. This is obviously the be all and end all of codexes these days. So what I'll do is I'll still cover the formations as they turn up. We'll go through them one by one. Okay, this one is the Subterranean Uprising. That is an auxiliary choice. So in this you take 1 Primus, 1 to 3 units of hybrid metamorphs, 2 to 4 units of acolyte hybrids, or 0 to 3 units of aberrants. Restrictions are 0. Special rules: everything gains infiltrate. That's nice. Time to rise up. All of the units in the Subterranean Uprising must infiltrate during deployment and set up using the Cult Ambush special rule. I will go over that, it seems to be very important. I will go over that at the end. When rolling on the Cult Ambush table for the unit of this formation, roll 2 dice instead of 1 and choose either result. Okay. Meticulous Planner. If a unit of this formation has been joined by Primus, which will be the obviously that That's a special model there, very nice. You can roll 3 dice instead of 1 when rolling on the cult ambush table for his unit, and select one of the results. Okay, so the next one here is the Deliverance Brood Surge, and that is 2 to 6 units of neophyte hybrids. Deliverance Brood Surge is an auxiliary choice. Restrictions: each unit of neophyte hybrids must take a Goliath truck as dedicated transport. So they must take a truck, basically. It's not too bad. Okay, special rules: reckless fanaticism. All units of neophyte hybrids from the Deliverance Brood Surge must begin the game embarked upon their Goliath trucks. These units can disembark even if the vehicle moved at cruising speed, though each model that does must take a dangerous terrain test. Okay, so if you move at cruising speed, does that mean you can assault? Because usually you can't disembark if moving through cruising speed. But if you move, it says here that you can still disembark after moving through cruising speed. And because it's open topped, does that mean you can assault? That could be quite dirty. It's only hybrid, it's only neophyte, so it's not too bad. What's that? Prefevered crew, whatever that is. Okay, so each time a vehicle from this formation suffers crew stunned, crew shaken result, that result is ignored, though the vehicle. Okay, I don't actually know what the point is in that because it ignores it anyway. Each time the vehicle suffers, is ignored. Yeah. Okay, that's not that great, but obviously you can charge with neophytes. That's not too bad. Next is the Demolition Claw. So I think this is also a auxiliary. Demolition Claw, yes it is. So it is 2 to 3 units of Acolyte hybrids, 2 to 3 units of Goliath rock grinders. So these are the heavy support rock grinder units. Restrictions: at least one model in each unit of Acolyte hybrids must be equipped with a demolition charge. All Goliath rock grinders must also be equipped with a cache of demolition charges, though this upgrade costs no points. Okay, so you can take the demolition charges, which you don't have to use them, but it's free. So, speciality Tank Hunter. The whole formation gets Tank Hunter. Demolition specialists. Excuse me. Acolyte hybrids with a demolition claw can re-roll the scatter dice when using a demolition cache or a cache of demolition charges when embarked on the Goliath rock grinder. This formation, so you can re-roll the scatter so it doesn't hit you, which is more importantly. Extra explosive: roll a dice each time a model throws a demolition charges, whilst it is within 6 inches of a Goliath rock grinder from the same formation. On a 4 or more, that model replenishes its explosives and can throw another demolition charge during the battle. So you can just keep throwing demolition charges, so that's not too bad. But still, I just don't like the fact that it's only 6 inches when you throw it. At least you can re-roll the scatter dice and you get the upgrade for free. Although this is upgraded, costs no points. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't cost any points. Okay. Blood Cycle, or Brood Cycle, sorry, not Blood Cycle. Brood Cycle is one of the core formations. So this one's one of the core formations. This is one you must have, either this one or the Neophyte Colvacade. Oh, no, my brain stopped working now. Right. So this formation, you have one Acolyte Icon Ward, 3 units of Acolyte hybrids, 2 units of Neophyte hybrids, 1 unit of hybrid metamorphs, 1 unit of pure strain Genestealers, 0 to 1 units of aberrants, 0 to 1 units of Goliath rock grinders. There is no restrictions in this one. So the special rules is familiar pride. Okay, so any non-vehicle unit in this formation that is within 6 inches of at least one other unit from the same formation adds both 1 to its leadership and its weapon skill. So as long as you keep them within 6 inches of each other, it's always going to gain +1 leadership. +1 leadership, +1 weapon skill. Other special rule is hold the banner high. All units in this formation have the Furious Charge special rule while they are within 24 inches of the Acolyte Icon Ward. In addition, the range of the Acolyte Iron Ward's Nexus of Devotion special rule will affect units from this formation that's within 24 inches of him instead of just 12. So Nexus of Devotion, just a quick reminder, because I've forgotten what it is now. Like I said, my brain has just decided to cease functioning. Feel No Pain. So its Feel No Pain is increased to 24 inches, not 12. So it's not too bad. That's one of your core ones. So it's not it's not great, to be honest. Yeah. A bit disappointed in that one, to be honest. The first curse then, so this formation is a command formation. Formation restrictions are 1 Patriarch, 1 unit of Pure Strain Genestealers. Restriction is you must have 20 Genestealers in the unit. That's going to be a big old unit. Special rules, Strange Mutation. Before the game starts, roll a dice to apply the following result to the first curse's unit of Pure Strain Genestealers for the duration of the game. So here on a 1 flesh hooks, the unit doesn't suffer any penalty to their initiative from charging enemies through difficult terrain, so you basically get grenades. Hardened Carapace, a unit's armor save is increased to 4+, that's not bad. Toxic Glands, the unit's melee weapons have the poison special rule, that's not bad either. Adrenal Sacs, the unit has a rage special rule, that's quite good actually. Feeder Tendrils, the unit has the preferred enemy special rule, that's even better. Or Perfect Killing Machine, choose the result you wish to apply to the unit, so you can actually choose. So that's not bad. As a command unit, if you're going to take a Patriarch in your Genestealers anyway, yeah, why not take that? It's not too bad. Okay, the Neophyte Cavalcade, whatever you want to call it. So this is one of the core choices as well. 2 units of Neophyte hybrids, 1 Lehman Russ Squadron. Bearing in mind this is a core choice, so this is like standard stuff. 1 units of the following, so 1 unit of Scouts or 1 unit of Armored Sentinels. Restrictions, each unit of Neophyte hybrids must take a Chimera as dedicated transport. So this is basically your Imperial Guard infected cultists, Genestealer cultists. Okay, so special rules here. Mechanized Ambush. This formation's units of Neophytes must start the game embarked in their transports. Vehicle units in this formation have the Outflank special rule. Wow, okay. Vehicle units in this formation have the Outflank. Okay, well, so that is all of them. So even the Lehman Russes as well. Okay. Scout Sentinels from this formation instead gain the Cult Ambush special rule. Okay, so the Cult Ambush rule is given to these Sentinels as well. Scout Sentinels, sorry. Devoted Crew. Roll a dice each time a vehicle in this formation suffers a crew stunned or crew shaken result. On a 4 or more, that result is ignored. So quite similar to the Rock Grinder ones, apart from you have to roll a dice. Still lose the hull point though. That's pretty good actually. That formation is probably better than the other one. So I think you're going to see a lot of almost tank companied, tank company Stealer cults. Wow. Okay. Okay, the Doting Throng. Doting. So this is a auxiliary choice. Is it auxiliary? Yes, it is an auxiliary choice. So this is 0 to 1 Magnus. Magus, sorry, not Magnus. Magnus is a cider. 0 to 1 Magus. 3 to 6 of the following units in any combination: Neophyte hybrids, Acolyte hybrids. There are 0 restrictions. Special rule is Frenzied Devotion. Units from this formation have the Zealot special rule whilst they're within 12 inches of a friendly Magus. Furthermore, a unit that is actually joined by the Magus can reroll failed hit rolls in every round of close combat, not just the first. So that's not bad. So if you're within 12 inches of the Magus, you gain Zealot. Also, if you're within 12 inches of the Magus, you gain Adamantium Will anyway, because of his special rule. Willing Subject. If a Magus targets a Neophyte hybrid or Neophyte Acolyte hybrid unit from this formation with a Blessing psychic power, he can reroll a psychic test if it has failed. Okay, that's quite straightforward. Okay, formation here, Brood Coven. This is a command. The formation here is 1 Patriarch, 1 Magus, 1 Primus. There are 0 restrictions, so quite a nice straightforward one to take here. Special rules. Lords of the Brood. The 3 models of a Brood Coven must be deployed as a single unit. They can still join friendly units. Oh wow, okay. They can still join friendly units, but if one does so, all other Brood Coven models must join the same unit. Similarly, if the Brood Coven model leaves a unit, all other Brood Coven models must also leave that unit. Okay. So basically, all 3 can join a unit, and all 3 can be in that unit, and if one leaves, they all have to leave, kind of thing. That's quite cool. Coven Masters. The Brood Coven unit and any unit they join have the following special rules whilst the relevant models from this formation are still alive. So if the Patriarch is in the unit, that whole unit gains Fleet. If the Magus is in the unit, they all gain counter attack, and if the Primus is in the unit, they all get preferred enemy. So that's going to make a very, very, very pokey combat unit. Quite like that actually. That's quite a good formation there. Is that it? That is it. That is it for formations. Wow. Yeah, some really good formations in there. People leave your comments, see what you think, see what kind of combinations you go for. Appendix. We'll go through the special rules and then we come to the Cult Ambush. Something that probably we've all been waiting for. I mean, even I've been waiting to see what the hell it does. That is quite an important thing. Okay. Genestealer Cult special rules. So we've done the Cult Ambush. That means you can. That's the one where you can. All units with this special rule that have infiltrate or arrive from reserve or on reserve can choose to roll on the Cult Ambush table. So that's one where you can basically roll on the Cult Ambush table. Return to Shadows. That's if you're 6 inches away from an enemy unit, so not within 6 inches of an enemy unit, you can place yourself into ongoing reserves. Unquestioning Loyalty. That's the Patriarch, so he automatically passes lookout server rolls even in combat, which is quite cool. Yeah, and challenges. Warlord traits. When generating warlord traits for a warlord with the Genestealer Cult faction, you can either roll on the warlord traits that was in Warhammer 40,000 rulebook, or the one opposite. So quite standard stuff here. So you can roll on this one or the ones from the rulebook. Allies. This is one that probably people have been waiting to hear. This will clarify the shady kind of thing that Games Workshop did, where they didn't actually specify who was Battle Brothers, who wasn't Battle Brothers, who was Common Apocalypse or whatever. So this will specify here. So allies. All models in this codex have the Genestealer Cult for faction. This faction allies with models from all other factions at Come the Apocalypse level of alliance. So everything is Come the Apocalypse, apart from Tyranids and Astra Militarum, which are allies of convenience. So Tyranids and Astra Militarum are allies of convenience. Everything else is Come the Apocalypse. So that has clarified all the questions, all the FAQs and everything. States it here in black and white. You heard it here. Right. Warlord traits. So we'll actually read through these. Warlord traits in codexes aren't really that great, but we'll see what these ones are like compared to the rulebook ones. So, on a d6, on a roll of a 1, a Shadow Stalker, your Warlord has a stealth special rule. Okay. On a 2, Focus Aberrant. Friendly units. You see this? I'm in focus. I'm in focus. That's fine. Friendly units with the Genestealer Cult faction have the counter-attack special rule whilst they are in 12 inches of your Warlord. That's pretty cool. Especially if you're against a very assaulty army. So if you don't get there first, you're still going to get your counter-attack. 3. Wall Creeper. Your Warlord has a move through cover special rule. In addition, your Warlord and his unit never suffer penalty to their initiative from charging through difficult terrain. That's quite cool. Born Survivor. Your Warlord has the It Will Not Die special rule. That's quite cool. That's always handy. Alien Majesty. All models in your Warlord's detachment can use his leadership in place of their own. That's pretty cool. Then finally, Ambush Leader. When using the Cult Ambush special rule with your Warlord and any unit he has joined, do not roll on the Cult Ambush table. Do not roll on the Cult Ambush table. You can choose a result to apply instead. So, which then brings us to the Cult Ambush table. Now this is something that has been referred to throughout the entire book. If you've managed to watch this whole review, wondering what the Cult Ambush table is, here it is. I'm glad you've stopped this far, because I've been wondering what the hell it is as well. So, units that deploy or arrive by Cult Ambush roll on the table below. If, for whatever reason, you cannot set up an ambush unit or move it onto the board, it remains into ongoing reserves instead. So at least it doesn't just die or you're destroyed or whatever. It will always be onto ongoing reserves. And if you're using your formation, you're going to get +1 to your ongoing reserves anyway. So on a 1, Cult Reinforcements. The ambushing unit moves onto the board from your own table edge. Boo! That's just a standard reserve thing. Encircling the Foe. Roll a d6. This is if you roll 2. Roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, the ambushing unit comes in from the table edge to the left of your own table edge. So basically, if you're here, it will come on from the left. Obviously, your opponent's left will be there, but it's not. So from your table edge, it will be here. Yoink. 3 to 4, they come on from your right table edge, and on a 5 to 6, you can choose. So it's basically outflank. I don't know why they just didn't say it comes on via outflank. Okay, 3 is lying in wait. Set up the ambushing unit anywhere on the table that is more than 9 inches away from an enemy unit. You can alternatively set up the ambushing unit anywhere on the table that is more than 6 inches from any enemy unit model, so long as no enemy model can draw a line of sight to them. Okay, so you can set up 9 inches in plain sight or 6 inches if you can't be seen. But that's anywhere. That's not like from before the game starts. That's like could be like at the start of turn 5. You know, start of turn 4, turn 2, whatever. That's not too bad. 4 is a perfect ambush. Set up the ambush unit anywhere on the table that is more than 6 inches away from an enemy model. Okay. Set up a model. See, so if you're coming on from reserves, I suppose you still can't attack, because you can't attack if you come from reserves. Can't charge, sorry. Still shoot but can't charge. Okay, that's not too bad. 5. It's a deadly trap. After placing the ambushing unit, you can immediately make a bonus shooting attack with it as if it were its shooting phase. This does not prevent the unit from shooting again in the ensuing shooting phase. These bonus shooting attacks cannot cause morale checks, but they do have the pinning special rule. If the ambushing Oh, sorry, I missed this bit at the start. Sorry. Set up an ambushing unit anywhere on the table that is more than 6 inches away from an enemy model. So you set up anywhere within 6 inches of an enemy model. And then you perform a free shooting attack. So you perform your shooting attack in a movement phase. That's quite cool. If the ambushing unit does not have any ranged weapons, it can instead choose to run in the movement phase. Okay, so you can run in the movement phase. So you deploy, that's your movement. So you deploy within 6 inches of an enemy unit, that is your movement. If you've not got any shooting attacks, you can then run d6, and then in the shooting phase, if you've not got any shooting attacks, you can run again. Unfortunately, you can't assault, which is poo. If you could assault, that'd be ace. Okay, last one here is they came from below. Set up an ambushing unit anywhere on the table that is more than 3 inches away from an enemy unit. Okay. Unlike other units that infiltrate on or arrive from reserve, the ambushing unit can charge in their first. Okay, ambushing unit can charge in their first turn or on the turn they arrive. So a 6 is the one you want to be rolling here. If you roll on a 6, that unit is able to charge on its first turn. Wow. Okay. So the formations where you're able to roll 2 dice, 3 dice, or whatever. Yeah, that's quite good actually. Especially if it's a pure strain Genestealer unit that just, yeah, chomps down on stuff. Range weapons, melee weapons. We've been through these as we've been going through the book, so I won't bother covering them. Okay, special issue war gear. We'll quickly go through these. Blasting charges, we've been through them already. There are assault grenades, cult icon, +1 weapon skill, as long as the bearer's still alive. Genestealer familiars, we've not done these yet, so we'll quickly do these now. In close combat, a model with a Genestealer familiar makes 2 additional strength 4 AP dash attacks with the rending special rule. A Genestealer familiar is represented by a separate model that always remains as close to the model as possible, as it's its master. The model itself is purely decorative and is ignored for all game purposes. Right, okay, so that's quite standard stuff really. Sacred Cult banner, we've done that. Toxin injector, we've done that. Vehicle special rules, we've done that as well. So what we'll do now is go into the sacred relics of the cult. So first one here is icon of the cult ascendant. So friendly units friendly units that have the Genestealer Cult faction and are within 12 inches of a model equipped with the icon of the cult ascended have the Furious Charge special rule and can reroll failed morale, pinning and fear tests. In addition, models in the same unit as the icon of the cult ascendant have +1 attack while the bearer is still alive. Cool. So +1 attack, and then all the Furious Charge, reroll, morale, pinning, fear tests. So let's see how much this little bad boy is. Okay, icon of the cult ascendant is 30 points. Not too bad. Dagger of Swift Sacrifice. When it makes its close combat attacks, a model with a Dagger of Sacrifice can instead make a single attack. Roll to hit as normal using the following profile. Strength as user, AP dash, melee, instant death, poison. So it causes instant death. It's a poison 2+ weapon, but it's just AP dash, so things are still going to get its armor save. So it's not that great. Let's see how much points it is. 15 points. No, you're probably better off spending the extra 5 points and getting a bone sword, personally. Okay, next is Scourge of Distant Stars. If the bearer is involved in a challenge, their opponent must pass a toughness test before any attacks are made. If the test is failed, the model immediately suffers a wound with no armor saves of any kind allowed, and a -1 penalty to both their initiative and attacks, to a minimum of 1. Until the end of the next phase, the Scourge of Distant Stars has no effect on vehicles. Cool. Scourge of Distant Stars is 15 points. Fair enough. Staff of the Subterranean Master. Instead of shooting normally, the bearer can use the staff of the subterranean master to make a shooting attack with the following profile. Range 18, strength 2, AP dash. It is assault 10, wow. Ignores cover and rending. So you can only actually win things that are toughness 4. I suppose that might not be too bad against like guard or Tau or orcs. Orcs are toughness 4, so maybe not orcs. Things that are toughness 3 basically. That need cover. So yeah, Tower, Imperial Guard you're looking for. Staff of Subterranean Master is 20 points. Okay, Sword of the Void's Eye. So this is, I assume, just a sword. It gives you +1 strength. It is AP3, melee, bio, sentence, and life drain. Okay. Bio sentence. The bearer can re-roll all to hit and to wound rolls of a 1 with this weapon. And life drain is any to wound rolls of 6 with this weapon have the instant death special rule. Sword of the Void's Eye is 15 points. Okay, finally, the Crouchling. Okay, the Crouchling, that sounds bizarre. Okay, in close combat, a model equipped by the Crouchling makes 2 additional strength for AP dash attacks with a rending special, basically a familiar. In addition, the bearer can generate 1 additional psychic power at the start of the game. Okay, that's where it will be. That's where the good stuff is. So 1 additional psychic power. The Crouchling is represented by a separate miniature that always remains as close as possible to its master. The model itself is purely decorative and is ignored for all gaming purposes. Just remove it to one side and let go. Basically, it's a familiar that gives you +1 psychic power, and it gives you a crappy little attack, but you basically pay for the psychic power. And that is what's it called? Crouchling, 20 points. Yeah, 20 points. That's quite a good one. That'd be quite a good one for Magus. Magus? Not Magnus, because that's a cider. Yeah, so the Magus. That's not too bad. Broodmind Discipline. So these are all the psychic powers which we will go into next. Alright, psychic powers. Broodmind psychic powers. Right, the Primus power is Mass Hypnosis. It's Warp Charge 1. Mass Hypnosis is a malediction that targets a single enemy unit within 24 inches. Whilst the power is in effect, the target's weapon skill, ballistic skill, initiative and attacks are all reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. Holy crap, that's quite good. That's a lot of stuff for it to be reduced as well by 1. That's the Primus power, so that's something you're always going to get, obviously, if you choose to have the Broodmind Discipline. So, if you roll a 1, you're going to get Psychic Stimulus, which is Warp Charge 1. That's a blessing. That targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches that is not locked in close combat. Whilst the power is in effect, the target unit has a Relentless and Fleet special rule. In addition, the target can charge even if it has ran during the preceding shooting phase. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can run and then charge. It's quite cool. That'll be good for your Genestealers. Okay. Personic Blast, which is a Witchfire. Warp Charge 1. Range 24. Strength 5. AP 3. Assault 1 Blast. Warp Charge 1. Good at killing Marines. Blast. Range 24. Yeah. That's quite a solid choice. Quite solid psychic power there. Number 3 is Might from Beyond, which is Warp Charge 1. Might from Beyond is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24 inches. Whilst the power is in effect, all models in the target unit add +1 to their strength characteristic and gain the Rage special rule. Cool. Good for your combat units. Obviously, Pure Strange Genestealers will just love all these blessings. 4 is Mental Onslaught, which is Warp Charge 2. It's a focused Witchfire power with a range 24 inches. Both the Psyker and the target model roll a dice and add their respective leadership values. If the scores are drawn, the target model suffers a -3 penalty to its initiative until the end of the following turn. If the Psyker's score is higher, the target also suffers a number of wounds equal to the difference between the two scores. No armor saves or cover saves allowed against them. Cool. That's quite cool. So if it's a draw, the model just loses -3 leadership or -3 initiative. But if you win, it obviously suffers that many wounds as well, with no armor or cover saves allowed. Obviously, still gets its feel no pain and invulnerable, unfortunately. 5 is Mind Control. That's also Warp Charge 2. Mind Control is a focus which 5 power that targets a single non-vehicle unit within 24 inches that is not locked in close combat. The target immediately makes a shooting attack exactly if it was one of your own models. Wow. The model cannot make an attack that would cause it to hit itself or its own unit in any way. After resolving a shooting attack, the mind-controlled model immediately reverts back to its control by turn. So if that's something like Space Marines, Devastator Centurions, or Heavy Weapon Squad, or whatever, that's quite good actually. That's quite a nice little bonus there. And then finally, 6 is a Telepathic Summons, which is Warp Charge 2 or 3. So this will be the big this will be the big mama power here. So hopefully it's really good. Each time this psychic power is used, choose whether it will have Warp Charge cost of 2 or 3. The choice must be made before the psychic test is chosen, obviously. Telepathic Summons is a conjuring that creates a single unit if manifested. If manifested at Warp Charge 2, it creates one of the following units of your choice: 5 Acolyte Hybrids, 5 Hybrid Metamorphs, or 10 Neophyte Hybrids. If manifested at Warp Charge 3, it instead creates one of the following units of your choice: 10 Acolyte Hybrids, 10 Hybrid Metamorphs, 4 Aberrants, 8 Pure Stream Genestealers, or 20 Neophyte Hybrids. In any case, these units can be equipped with any upgrades listed on their datasheet, but they cannot include any extra models or obviously they can't take any extra models or dedicated transports, obviously. These units always arrive use the Cult Ambush Special rule instead of arriving via Deep Strike. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's quite cool. Summoning, it's always cool to summon units, and you're not demons, so yeah, screw you demons. Tactical objectives, won't bother worry about them. And that is it, guys. So, final thoughts. I think it is a very fluffy, a very good codex. I really do like it. I'm slightly disappointed that it's not got the formation in from the White Dwarf. It'd be interesting to see if you can still use that formation that was in the White Dwarf, for the simple fact that you could charge on the turn, on basically turn 1, and be in combat turn 1. That was really cool. You could still do it with it, obviously with this codex, but obviously on the Cult Ambush table you need to be rolling a 6. Good thing with the Cult Ambush table here is obviously if you take the certain formation, you're gaining D6 models back every time you take a unit off the board. Every time you bring it back on via the Cult Ambush formation, you gain D6 models back. So that can be really annoying to an enemy. Do I think I'm going to do a Genestealer Cult army? I'm not going to rule it out, because I have 2 overkill boxes. Well, I've got 1 overkill box, and I've got a Genestealers for the cultists from another box that I won in a local tournament. So I have equivalently basically got 2 lots of Genestealer Cults models. According to the old formation that was in the White Dwarf, it was about 1200 points worth. So I've got a very good base, very good standard for the army. So I might write some army lists, see what I come up with. If I come up with something that's quite fun, quite cool, I might use it. Or if you guys really want to see some Genestealer models, some Genestealer Cult games, comment and let me know, and I will put them on the to-do list. At the minute they're not on it, but obviously I get a lot of free time at work to write armor lists and have a play and have a mess about, see what's cool, what might work. So I'll do some armor lists and see what I like the look of. But if you guys really want to see them, let me know, and I will get some painted up. And we will we'll go from there, really. So like I say, this channel is obviously run by me, but it is also run by you guys. So if you guys want to see me do this, let me know and I will do it. More battle reports are on the way. Thank you very much for taking time to come, for obviously watching the Genestealer Cult review video. I won't bother opening these because all this will be tactile objectives and the psychic cards. And I'm sure you don't want to see these. I always like to buy the cards just because I've got them, because they always come in handy just in case I do the army. So that is it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing and being part of the House of Geek community. So I will speak to you guys next time. Toodaloo.